Hello, my name is Wayne Alexander, and today we're going to be taking a look at data import. I'm going to be using the web version of CRM 2011 to show you this process. I can confirm it's exactly the same process in the Outlook version. Okay, so importing data into CRM. It's been made easier in CRM 2011 because now the system provides templates for importing your data. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm in the accounts area of CRM. Could have been in the contacts area. Uh, but what you can actually do is in the CRM ribbon, there's an icon here for importing data. If I was to go ahead and select import data, there's two options. You could import data or download template for import. If I was going to go ahead and select download template for import, because I'm in the account area of CRM, the system would automatically give me the account template for importing data. So if I was in the contact area and I clicked on the import data and download template, it will give me the contact import template instead. So depending on what template you want, you need to be in the correct area of CRM when you're clicking on that particular icon. Now, the great thing about the templates is they're very straightforward. They will give you the ability to actually just import data into a sheet and import that data automatically back into the system. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save that. Let's go ahead and save that to my desktop. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. So that template's been saved to the desktop. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and navigate over to my desktop and open up that template. And there you have it. Just get rid of that. There is our template. Now, when you're importing the data back into CRM, the system uses something called automatic mapping. And automatic mapping relies on these column headers. Let me just expand this to show you exactly what I mean. The column headers have exactly the same spelling as the fields in the CRM system. And that's done so because when you add data to your rows, the system will take a look at the column header and know that, okay, this column header that says account name, the data below it must belong to the field called account name in CRM 2011. So the system automatically maps the data over for you. I've already got a template that I've filled in, so let me just go in there and show you exactly what that looks like. Expand the screen here and just make these columns a little bigger. And there you go. What I've done is first of all I want to import my accounts, and then I'm going to import my contacts. Very important when you're doing this. If you want to link contacts to an account, the account has to exist within the system first. So I'm going to import my accounts first, and then I'm going to import my contacts afterwards. And you'll notice the column headers have exactly the same name as the fields within the CRM system. When you're saving, well, when you're using the templates, the system automatically saves it as an XML file, which is absolutely fine because the system imports XML files, no problem. You can also save the files as a CSV file as well. Now, this particular file that I've created, I've saved as a CSV rather than an XML, and it doesn't make a difference, as I said, because the system imports them both exactly the same way. Okay, so let's go ahead and import our accounts. Before we do, I'm just going to close the account screen, and I'm going to go over to my contacts because I just want to show you exactly what they look like as well. I did the same thing. I used the download template, and here is my contacts ready to be imported into the system. Just going to remove the contact column. I don't need that. So you'll have your first name, middle name, last name, email address, company, that the person works for, and their business phone as well. Also, I'm going to go ahead and remove that option. Fantastic. Okay, so um, there's the data that we want to go ahead and import into the system. Just going to go ahead and click on save to make sure that that's actually all the change that I just made has been saved. And now I'm just going to come out of here and go back into the CRM system. Fantastic. Okay, so what's the next step? Well, we're going to import the data back into the system. Fairly straightforward. I'm in Workplace at the moment. I'm in the account area CRM, and I'm just going to go ahead and click on import the data icon and select import data. I'm importing accounts. It doesn't mean I need to be in the account area to import accounts. The When I'm in the account area, that's only for downloading the template. So I could go into contacts if I wanted to and import my accounts here. Doesn't make a difference. I'm just going to go ahead and click on import data. System wants me to browse to the file that I want to import in, so I'm just going to go ahead and select that file over here, CRM video imports, and account imports. Click open, click next. Is fairly straightforward. Um, you will not need to change the delimiter settings because it's a CSV file. If it was an XML, exactly the same thing. Those are the different options though that you do have for your field delimiter and data delimiters. You'll notice the first is by default is ticked to say the first row contains the column headers. Click next. Default is automatic mapping, and that's what I was talking about earlier. That's where the system will automatically map the data for us. All you need to do is it understands the source data file is account imports. All you need to do is select the record type to map them. And once I do, you'll notice a green tick has appeared. The data files has been successfully mapped to the target CRM records. Why did it successfully map them? Because the column headers have the same name. And what it does is it basically shows you exactly how they're going to map over. This wizard is fantastic for importing data in. By default, when you import data, it would ask, it will set allowing duplicates to no, and it would automatically make you the owner of the records. If you're importing data for other people, if you're importing a lot of data for various people, it's actually easier to split the records based on owner within the CSV file and then import the data in. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit and finish. And if we actually want to check when you're doing an import, the system does something called an import job. And to see the import job, if you go to imports within the workplace area of CRM, there you can see the account import job. And you can see this, it's going to go through the status of transforming, parsing, and then actually importing the data. You can, if you want to, even import the data from within this area as well. You'll notice that that icon is always available in the CRM ribbon. If I just go ahead and refresh the screen, there you can see 6 accounts has been created. If I was to open those accounts up, on the left hand side here you can see which accounts have been fully imported, and there's those accounts that has been fully imported. It also shows you the failures as well. Now with my contacts, I purposely created contacts that will be linked to these companies and also contacts to companies that don't exist in the system at the moment. Reason why I've done that is because I want to show you exactly what happens. So let's go ahead and import those contacts next. So I'm going to go to import data, this time in the import section, go to browse, go to my contact imports, click open. Exactly the same thing as we're going through the wizard. use the automatic mapping. I'm going to map them over to my contact, click next. The system will automatically sync everything for us, as you know, and it's just a case of clicking next a few more times, no duplicates, and assign it to me and hit submit. The system's going to create a job. Now some would be successful and some you will get errors. So I'm just going to go ahead and refresh the screen. You can see it's passing at the moment. It's recorded the fact that there's 20 contacts that we're attempting to import into the system. The system timestamped when the job was done, what time, and by whom. If I go ahead and refresh the screen again, 6 contacts has been created and 14 has failed. Now I'm going to double click and open up and show you what happens with these failures and the records that has been created. So first of all, let's check the ones that has been imported. Contacts fully imported. There you go. It's imported the 6 records. Why? Because the account existed. Now I could have left the account blank, and what the system would have done is it would have imported in the contacts, but it would have been called standalone contacts where they're not linked to an account. But the reason why the other 14 failed, if you go into failures, it actually tells you why they failed. It's saying the lookup reference could not be resolved parent customer. In other words, it's saying that there's accounts that you've stipulated in the Excel spreadsheet that does not exist within the system. So how on earth can they create the contact and link it to an account that doesn't exist? So that's what I mean. You would always create the account first, import it them. Well, you import the accounts first, I should say, and then import the contact second. The great thing about when you do have failures, the system records how why they failed, but also there's an icon here that is export error rows, and what you could do is by clicking on that icon you could actually tell the system that you want to export the data, this data out of the system, back into a CSV file. You can edit the CSV file and then re-import the data back into the system again. Okay, so what I've done there is just showed you how to import accounts and contacts into the CRM system. It's exactly the same process for any other entity. Opportunities, leads is exactly the same thing. Thank you.